I was like, oh my God, the baby's coming now. So I told Casey, I'm like, call the doctor, the baby's coming. Like from that moment, I was like, I shouldn't have called the doctor. I should have just had this kid on this bed by myself. And at one point, Casey told me that a nurse got in his face and said, the exact words, it said, you need to get in her face and tell her to hold her breath.
Wow.
Like, why are you so aggressive?
Jesus.
So
future baby daddy, if that happens, hit him. I'll pay for bail.
Just fighting.
Fight him.
So then they kept yelling, and then Casey ignored her. And then,
of course, because that's because your husband knows.
Yeah.
He's like, I went through the training too.
Yeah.
We don't do this.
If I yell at her, I'm going to be in the next room.
Right.
exactly.
Yeah. He's like, I'm not stupid.
Yeah.
How are you? Welcome to another episode of Big Mood Podcast. As you can see, there's only 3 of us. Oh, maybe 4 if you include my cat.
Yeah. He's going to make his presence known.
I know.
For sure.
Come here. He has to be involved all the time. For those of you who are...
That's not a scratching post.
Not a scratching post. For those of you listening and not watching, it is I, Gina Darling. Who else do we have here?
Nikki Blades.
Woo! Oh, our beautiful guest Nikki Blades is here.
I'm so happy.
And we also have a non-pregnant
Tiff.
Yeah.
Look at me. Not
Sexy.
pregnant.
How crazy.
I know.
That sounds like, oh God. Oh, wait, hold on. Before I get into it, today's episode is all about life updates. And I mean, as you can see, there's a big update. A big update. There's a thing running around the world now that didn't exist before this.
Yeah. We're being carried around right now.
Being carried around. And Casey's not here because he's taking care of baby Luca. And behind the scenes, we got Pat running everything for us.
Yeah.
Thanks, Pat.
Yay. So ladies, how's it been? It's been a few months.
Yeah. It's been a minute. I feel like I haven't seen you in extra long for some reason.
You had a baby last summer. A baby in you. Now there's a baby out of you.
Yeah.
Now. Yeah, no, it's been a while. Actually, I don't even know when it was.
It must have been at Nikki's house.
Yeah, it was at Nikki's house.
Yeah.
Oh, dang.
It was a long time ago. She's
So
already lived there for months.
Yeah, she's been in Vegas. Yeah.
All right, let's start off with our guest first. What's been going on, girl? How you doing? What's new? You still look good. You smell great. I love you.
Oh,
Thank you.
smells
Take my
amazing.
credit cards. Ruin my credit
looks
score.
amazing.
I know. Tiff sat in between us today. She was like, I need you guys to focus. She's like, we can't keep having y'all smelling each other the whole episode. Like, it doesn't make for good. It's not good to listen to. Great to watch, but it doesn't
It's not
make
helpful
for
that
good.
I'm smelling you too. I'm like, oh God,
I know.
so distracting.
Turn you on.
Nikki walked into my house and immediately I suddenly just my back started arching. I'm like, what's going on?
Yeah. It was, Gina opens the door. It was just like, oh, hi.
Oh yeah.
You're back. I was like, hi, love. I know you miss me. You think of me. Side note, Lost Cherry Tom Ford is what I'm wearing.
Oh, that's what it is.
And
smells
it's
good.
mixed with Good Girl by Carolina Herrera.
Oh, you mix your own perfumes?
Yeah.
Look at you.
You got to make your own original scents. I want you guys
love
to
that.
remember me.
I love that.
But work. Still at the radio station, 99.7 now in San Francisco. Big Bay mornings with the guys, Monday through Friday from 6 a.m. to 10 a.m.
Nice.
Doing that. We're actually in studio now.
Oh,
Right. So I think the last time that I was here, we were still working remotely or maybe coming in every once in a while. So now in the studio, which is a completely different experience. Mind you, I started a morning show with a brand new crew of people during the pandemic, had only met them once before, started working. And so now we're all in the studio together, and it's been interesting. It's crazy how different life is from just doing the Zoom to now being in person. So that's been really good. My dog son is doing well.
I was like, wait, what?
wait, hold on.
I know, right?
Hold on.
I was like, surprise. My dog son, Onyx. But besides that, it's just been, got the sneaker company, Superb Sportswear. My original shoe design is going to be coming out later this year.
Ooh, how exciting.
So I've started designing more. I've been co-owner in the company now for almost a year, and I started designing. So
fun.
I have some new designs coming out this year. I finally am tapping into the creative side that I kind of suppressed for a while. So I post them on my Instagram from time to time, but I'm really nervous for them to start coming out. So I have some designs.
Do you have sneak pictures already? Like sneak peeks already? I want to see.
I'll
see
show
too.
you guys. I'm going for a lot of fun colors right now, seeing what the year's gonna bring. I've just been studying the fashion and where the trends are, and then wanting to drop some some designs that make it feel more me and put that out there. And then, still with Tim and Rick.
Yeah.
3 years now. We're 3 years.
Nice. Oh, wow.
Yeah. We've been doing No Chaser for 3 years.
Time flies.
It really does.
Oh, Tim texted me last night saying, hey, I forgot my watch at the studio. So Blade's going to bring it over. I'm like, cool, I'm going to sell it.
It's Burberry. So you can get something for it.
I told him that I'm going to sell it. He goes, it's fake. I'm like, I'm going to tell everyone you wear fake shit now.
Yeah. But no, he did. It wouldn't even matter. He's like, that's fine. Exactly. That's okay.
Exactly.
That's funny.
But yeah, so it's still like 3 years. Oh, Rick and I hung out for the first time, just him and I.
Oh,
what?
Yeah.
What? For the first time?
For the first time. We've never hung out just one-on-one.
What'd you guys do?
Went to the Clippers game.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, he's a Lakers fan, but we went to the Clippers game and it was actually really cool. And Tim was like, oh, so you guys just talk shit about me the whole time. I was like, no, you're not that important. We talked about everything else. But that's pretty much it. Birthday just passed.
Oh, happy belated.
Yes, thank you. March 10th.
Happy belated birthday.
Thank you.
I can pop a titty for you or something. For
Don't worry. You'll give me my present later. Yes. I just wanted, I was
watch.
Tim's gonna be like, I love when you guys celebrate. Such a different type of celebration you have. Why is everyone naked?
It's Vietnamese culture. That's what we do.
Right. There's food and nudity. It's a perfect combination. That is all I want for my birthday besides a big booty hoe. That is everything I want. But that's pretty much, that's pretty much it. And a lot of stuff behind the scenes trying to constantly work on. We never stop. But yeah.
Yay.
That's fun.
Congratulations on the sneakers and everything.
Yeah.
Thanks.
I can't wait to see what they look like.
Yeah. I want to say for a while I've been feeling like something's been missing creatively. We have work and you start falling into a routine, and that's always exciting initially. And then once you're in your zone, you're like, okay, what else do I need? And I'm like, I don't feel like painting. I don't feel like drawing necessarily. But as the guys with the company with Superb, they're like, yo, go in. Just go in. Whatever you're feeling, this is your company. Own it. So I started designing. And I was like, oh, wow, I forgot that I really love doing that. And I'm excited to see it like in my hand. Yeah. So that's going to, we're getting samples together. I'm also going to be designing a sportswear line with them. Oh. So fitness, getting back into my fitness. Oh,
nice. Awesome. Yeah. Once your sneakers come out, it gets big. I'm going to get it from you first because I know you personally. Then I can resell it in the market. Make hella money. Oh, it's going to be great.
I'm going to sign them too.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm going to kiss them. I'm going to spray them with perfume. You get extra
perfume.
Right. You got to charge more for that.
Yeah, true. That's
right.
True.
It's gonna be a bidding war.
You know what? I'm gonna do? I'm gonna say this now, and it's gonna come out eventually because I think this might be it. You know how the soles of the sneakers on the inside? I'm gonna just put a fucking bikini picture of me in there. Sneak like a hot photo of myself in the soles of the sneaker, and then that's the exclusive. Put like
that's genius.
Design like a whole blade shoe, and then have me on the inside.
That's tight. I like that.
1 out of every 1,000 is a full naked one.
Oh my god,
that's the most expensive one.
And then you gotta like bid for them. We don't know. It's like a random number. You'd be like,
yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a surprise box, like a mystery.
Yeah. And then just like the lace covers the nipples.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just have like a lace just on the tongue of the shoe. It's a picture of me. And then it's like naked, but then the laces are covering all the bits that need to be covered. And if you unlace the shoes, you might get to see a titty. Look at that.
Yeah.
Ooh, interactive sneakers.
Yeah.
That's fun.
That's like so my sister's a big like K-pop fan, like the BTS thing or whatever.
Oh yeah.
And in their album, because their album comes in like a box, and in every box is a photo, like it's a different photo, and like people collect them like cars, like, do you have this one? I have that one, whatever. So yeah.
Do you remember when the Spice Girls, they had with the lollipops? And they had the stickers inside the lollipops, and everybody would collect the stickers, and they would have like numbers, and you try to see which ones you would get.
Yeah, that's genius. Having a collectible item. Because then they'll imagine they get like 10 of the same one. They're like, fuck.
Yeah. I love that. Yeah, buy all of them. Just keep buying them.
Because they need to collect them all.
I am going to make that happen.
Yeah.
That's
I'm going to make
idea.
it happen. We're going to take it back, and we'll do the whole lollipop thing too.
Love that. When you were talking about the soles, I thought you meant like the bottom part of it. So then when you prep, because then I pictured like your lip imprint, like whenever you step on dirt or sand or something.
Oh my God.
Your lips.
Yo, you should be paying us for this marketing team right
this
here.
whole brainstorm session.
Yeah.
Hi, welcome. We're updating and what we're going to be putting out. So when those shoes drop, you know who I have to pay now.
There we go.
That would be genius.
Yeah, that'd be cute.
And
Fire your marketing team.
I am the marketing team.
Okay. Oh, never mind. I'm sorry. I love your marketing team.
It's like, I am right now. It's like, this is perfect. But that's the difference between collaborating with a company and being able to have like creative rights over something, because now how wild it may seem, it's like, no, that's totally possible. It's like, oh, why don't we do this? And that opens up for other people too to become way more creative. I recently saw they try to do, it's like the sneaker and you can fill it up with water. Not that in like,
I saw that.
And I'm like, look, is it realistic? Absolutely not. Is there a use for it? Yes. When you think about it, you can put the hot water. So when your feet are swollen, you can, use the hot water and relax your
portable
feet.
Spa.
But we know that's not what anybody's using it for.
We're going to use that. We're going to fill it up with Hennessy.
Right.
We're going to go to clubs. Take a drink out
you
my
would
shoe.
drink Hennessy with your feet soaking in it?
Yeah. Oh, no. There's a different layer under. There's between layers.
Right.
Oh, I
so
didn't
it's
know
almost
that.
like a bag. So it's like a bag and you fill it
I
up and
didn't know
your
that
foot
when
is
I
dry.
first saw it, and so I just
You thought
thought
your
like,
foot was wet?
yeah, I'm like, why?
Yeah,
why
trench
are people
foot,
gonna
dude.
be
Right?
just
Like,
that's all soggy and shit, and then you're wearing
No.
socks? Gross.
That would be the perfect festival shoe. Make it a platform. Here we go, Gina. This is your idea. Ready? I'm giving this one to you. Okay. We'll sign the paperwork after. Okay. Make it like a platform or like a go-go boot. And so everybody, when they go to all the festivals, they can be putting all the liquids inside of it, right? Seal that thing up.
Yep.
It's like those clear strips.
Just
for free, girl, for free. Stop.
No. You saw I went like that. I covered the toenail. I know that. You gotta hide the toenail. Okay, you see this?
Okay.
Let's
You're not
get
getting
it.
that for
Business
free.
women.
Business women.
Yeah.
I love how you're the ones facing down.
Yo, side note, F you internet for making me not able to show my
For
feet and making it
real.
weird.
It's weird now.
It's weird now. But yes, so you can fill it up. Because are they going to tell you can't take your shoe in? Right?
True.
Dump your shoes out.
Just dump your shoes out.
Yeah,
They
you have
have
to
those-
drain your shoes. They put a sign up: drain your shoes before coming in.
But yeah, you can make go-go ones or like for...
They got stripper heels that you can fill in with like tips and stuff, so you can do that.
Stripper hero.
The heels,
Heels.
like,
Oh,
the clear heels, you can fill it up with stuff. Yeah.
See, but those aren't as comfortable. We need a platform. We need something that you can actually walk around in and get full use out of. So
That's
when
true.
those drops, what are we going to name them?
Sip. Something about sip.
Step and sips. Sip and steps. Sip steppers.
Lemon pepper stepper sippers.
Now we hiding wings in our shoes.
I know. Lemon pepper.
You got seasoning on your feet.
Fill it in with whatever you want. Okay? If it's
Whatever you
wings, then it's wings.
That's genius. So when those drop in 2023, copy your pair. Now we got to work on that now. I need money. I'm trying to quit. Oh my God. I'm trying to do nothing. Okay. I want to do nothing.
That's so fun. Just to brainstorm your own product, though. That's really fun. I'm so excited to see what you come up with.
It feels like now when you start getting into that space, like everything seems possible. Before, I wouldn't think that it's, as accessible as it is, because when you're not in that world, it seems so far away. But then when you're in it, you're like, oh my God, I can make anything. I can do anything. I can create. I can find other people that are doing the same thing. So it's fun because now that world feels unlocked.
What's the sneaker company or brand called?
Superb Sportswear. Superb Sportswear. So
Is that the same? Because I remember you had your own merch line.
Yeah.
Is
So
that
that was different.
Okay.
That was different. That was just all me. I did that myself. That was with NikkiBlades.com. I designed all of the merch. And I love clothing. I love the designing part of it. And so when I dropped that, everybody got to come out with their own line. And it was really cool because people want to wear me.
Yeah.
I was like, all right, y'all want to walk around with me on your shirt. Like, that's dope. So I designed all that, like every step of the process. I'm so like attention to detail when it comes to like the fabrics and the customer experience. For the amount of PR boxes and the amount of companies that we've worked with, it would be so disappointing to have someone that knows the ins and outs of it to drop something that wasn't like a good product. So I was really really focused on making sure that when people got it, it wasn't like, oh, it's clearly janky or we felt cheap. So that was separate, but it helped prep me for working with the company because I know what I like and I know whatever I put my name on, I want it to feel like I care about you and I'm not just trying to get money, because it's really easy to just put stuff out, get that bread and move on. But you want people to have that experience. So
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so it's separate. So my partners, they're super creative. They're amazing. The company, like, they were really about putting a woman in the company. They were like, we want that. And so I modeled for them years ago. And that's how it started. Yeah. So I started off modeling with them. Cool. And we just kept that relationship. And they weren't even making shoes when I was working with them. It was all clothing. And then jokingly on one of our trips, I was like, oh yeah, Superb's going to come out with sneakers, this, that, and the third. And then they kept that clip. And when they dropped the sneakers, it was like, yeah, you called it about like 5 years ago.
What?
Yeah. Great. So they're really supportive and they're all about, like, our group chat is like, hey, what do you want to do? Make it happen. Like, just don't think no more. Just like start creating. And
you already gave us a great idea with the sneakers.
Yeah.
What's next?
Yeah, they're like, yeah, we want you. So before anybody else steals you and realizes that you can do this, they're like, we want it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's separate. It's completely two different worlds, but now it's allowed me to have access to get back into that and kind of like a bigger like I have a company behind me now.
Yeah.
Versus just me having to do it myself. Right. And now they're like, no, cool. We got samples. You got to fly out. They're based out of San Diego. So I'm out this way, pretty often. Thank you.
Bravo.
Yay. We work.
That's so awesome. I'm so happy for you.
Thank you. Thank you.
That's
I'm
so
buying
exciting.
everything. I'm stealing everything. I'm reselling everything.
Oh, yes, girl. Yeah, that outfit actually I'm selling on my, I don't know what I'm going to sell it on, but I got to find something.
I've never seen Nikki wear an outfit more than once. She's always in a new outfit. I'm like in awe. I'm like, damn, I've been wearing the same sweater for the last 2 months.
You still smell sexy. Well, y'all get a different side of me. My morning show crew would probably think that that I'm homeless and I never wear makeup.
Oh, because you're not on camera.
Because I'm not. We are on camera-ish because we post stuff for social. But yeah, trying to learn how to dress at 3:30 in the morning, like I have become very comfortable not wearing makeup. Yeah. And also, I look at my co-host and I'm like, well, all you men are taken and you're gay. And so you're not interested in me. You're not interested in me. And you're not interested in me. So I'm not going to try. I'm like, at least I'm clean. That's all you guys get. I wear the same stuff all the time. We are in sweats. We are in hoodies, workout clothes. I maybe get dressed every once in a while and they look at me like, what's wrong with you?
Yeah. Really? They're not like, what? Look at this eye candy now.
I am literally like an annoying little sister to them.
I love that.
So I could be.
That's your role.
That's your role. Yeah. I love that.
I could be dressed to the T and they're going to be like, all right, bitch. Don't look at me. Let me like,
but we get the opposite. Like if you showed up in sweats here, we're like, what's wrong?
Are you all right? Yeah. If I wear jeans,
that's true.
Like if I wear jeans, they're like,
that's right. I've never seen you in jeans.
Yeah.
You don't wear jeans?
Not really.
Oh.
Jeans are uncomfortable. Oh. Unless they're like a certain company that makes stretchy jeans for girls with booties.
These look like jeans, but they're not.
They're not?
These are leggings. Like
yeah,
I've been living in these for the last 4 years.
Those make you look like you're put together. Like you put effort in your day. I don't own those. The jeans that I have are like actual denim jeans. And I'm like, I can't sit for 5 hours in these. They're really uncomfortable. But
I've actually found that to be the opposite. Or I have found that to be the opposite for many, many years. But now, ever since the pandemic, now I'm like sweats all the way.
Sweats.
Like I'm wearing these jeans right now and I'm surprised they even fit. But these are kind of stretchy-ish. So these are more comfortable. But I agree. Like they're not comfortable anymore.
No. I've been living in leggings. Like I wear workout clothes to work because I'm going to go work out after work. And I'm like, what is the point?
Yeah.
And I don't go out. So whenever I get to be on camera with you guys or with, the podcast, I'm like, sweet, I have all these outfits that I actually get to wear. I'm going to get dressed. I'm going to, not have to wake up at the ass crack of dawn. Actually, it's not even dawn when I wake up. It's nighttime.
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. You wake up when I'm still in the middle of gaming at night. That's insane.
I would post when the get ready with me and wake up a day in my life. No, I'm tired. I'm not filming that. It's 3:30 in the morning. I got a 40-minute drive. Ain't nobody happy around that time. No. And if you wake up chipper at 3:30 in the morning,
You're a serial killer.
you didn't go to
racist.
sleep.
Something
You're
like that.
racist.
There's only two.
No.
Yeah, there's no in between.
No.
Or you're a racist serial killer. Fuck it.
Dude, I would always be asleep at 3 a.m. like for my whole life, and now I'm up at 3 a.m. breastfeeding a newborn. So
I miss.
now I know what that's like.
I miss night time. Like I'm such a night owl.
What time do you go to sleep now that you have to wake up at 3?
For real.
I go to sleep by 10.
That's not
Oh.
even enough.
I know, but I nap. But I nap.
Smooth brain.
Yeah, it's just like, I do. I use my fingers all the time to count.
Dude, I'm laughing, but I would totally do
Yeah,
the same
I do the
shit.
same thing. No, I go to sleep at like 10. Amongst the group, I am clearly the one that they think is like, she's out, she parties, she go. No, I just at the gym and I try to see my friends when I can so that I don't become super antisocial and just like into that life. Do I get enough sleep? No.
You scared me. I was like, something feels cold.
But so I've tried to go to sleep at 10. That's really difficult because the rest of the people around me are like out or they're getting off work, not that, or they're getting ready to go into work. All my nightlife friends or all my entertainment friends, I'll be getting text messages from people. They're like, good morning. And I'll be like, I know you didn't go to sleep yet.
Good morning from the club.
Right? I'm like, keep living your best life because being responsible is horrible. Every day, I tell you, every day I think about.
You need more mom friends. Because I'm going to sleep early.
But all my friends are moms.
What?
And all my friends are moms. I think I'm the only friend who doesn't have a kid.
They're out.
And they're out because they're old. All their kids are older.
Oh,
so they're like
sense.
not new moms. I don't have
That's true.
new mommy friends.
New moms. Because I was like that too all these years.
Yeah.
I'd be going out too, and Isaac's like chilling with his dad, or he's fine, independent.
Yeah.
But yeah, now with this new one, now I'm in living the new mom life.
Okay,
again.
so we could be on the same text team set. Oh, I love it. And then the weekends, Gina and I could be.
There you go.
Yeah.
But all my friends are moms. All my friends are moms. I love it. Because they're responsible.
Yeah.
I like that. I like having friends that have shit to lose. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if anybody else has experienced this. Like, you hit a certain point in life where you're like, look, the company you keep really does affect your life.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Fuck yeah.
So I don't have like friends that are, my friends be out. Y'all hoes be out. I'm too tired for that because I have a job now. But everybody has something that they have to live for besides just themselves. And let's be real, when you ain't got no kids, you don't really have a lot of responsibilities, you are reckless because you're just like living your best life or whatever that is. But when you got friends that are responsible and they have people that like care about them and they have to care about, they move a little different. So there's times where it's like, yo, does this feel like the smartest thing to do? No, cool. We're not even testing the waters on some stuff. So it's nice. I have most of them.
I think that applies in terms of like having, like being a parent and being careful to like when you're older. Because I've had Isaac since I was 18. And you see me skydiving as much as possible because I fucking love it. Or like riding a motorcycle and being all dangerous and shit. And people are all judging me like, you have a child. You need to be more careful. And I'm like, but I'm young.
Yeah.
Let me live my life.
Regardless of what you do, you still have to live for you. And even like doing those activities don't seem as like, oh, you go skydiving as a mom. Like, I don't think that anyone should be judging you for that. Now, the person going out at the club or missing their kids, recitals and that stuff, like, oh, that's more irresponsible and dangerous than I think you wanting to live an exciting life. Yeah. And the thing is, stop fucking judging all the moms.
That's true.
Stop doing that because now y'all parents were reckless as if you really think about who raised most of us, they didn't have a microscope on them and people judging them constantly and being like, why are you doing this and why are you doing that? First off, all of our parents are partying. Okay. They were all out.
It's true.
Yeah.
They were telling us, get the hell out of the house. And we didn't know what they were doing. And nobody knew what they were doing.
My daddy was getting arrested.
Okay. My dad was partying. Actually, my parents were partying.
Dude, I was partying with my parents.
Yeah,
I'm Mexican.
totally.
At the parties, I would sneak beer like all the time. Like all my cousins, we get fucked up.
Yeah. I'm Hawaiian. They taught us how to bartend early. Like, hey, you see the cup empty, you grab another one. They taught us how to make tips. Oh, hospitality. We were like raised to know how to like provide customer service. And there's an opportunity to make money because, you know, all the family events, there's gambling, everybody's like betting on something. There's some sort of game going on and there's money everywhere. So they would be like, look, if you want to figure out how to get some of this money, you better be like, oh, do you need another drink? Yeah, they taught us real early. But yeah, so my friends, they, you know, it's a nice balance. And they're really understanding because I have a job.
Yeah.
So I don't get the guilt trip, which is nice. But I can only imagine a few years ago with like the friends that I was around. Oh, the relationship I was in, man, that's honestly probably why my relationship ended when I got a job.
I've heard of that before.
Yeah. Because I can't do the things that I was able to do before. Now I'm on a completely different schedule. And I'm like, yeah, that's really tough. But yeah.
Nice.
Okay, enough about me. Y'all already know me. So it's not, I've been here enough times. I'm gonna take Gina's stuff. So let's talk to Tiff.
Using the internet without ExpressVPN is like leaving your laptop exposed at the coffee shop table while you run to the bathroom. Most of the time you're probably fine, but what if one day you come out of the bathroom and your laptop is gone? Every time you connect to an unencrypted network, either it be cafes, hotels, airports, any hacker on the same network can gain access to your personal data like passwords or your financial details. Oof. Your data is valuable. Hackers can make up to $1,000 per person selling personal info on the dark web. ExpressVPNs have an encrypted tunnel, which creates a secure encrypted tunnel between your device and the internet so hackers can't steal your sensitive data. It'd take a hacker with a supercomputer over 1 billion years to get past ExpressVPN's encryption. It's also very easy to use. Just fire up the app and click one button to get it protected. It also works on all devices, from phones to laptops and tablets and more, so you can always stay secure wherever you go. For me, I have a bunch of accounts like social media and other companies and even my bank accounts that I don't want people to find out. That's why I use ExpressVPN. So secure your online data today by visiting expressvpn.com/bigmood. That's expressvpn.com/bigmood, and you can get an extra 3 months for free. Once again, that's expressvpn.com/bigmood.
You know, for most of us, learning a second language in high school or college wasn't exactly a high point in our academic careers. I can tell you for a fact it was not one in mine. I took French in high school, and all I remember is how to count from 1 to like 20, and that's it. Like, I cannot use French to save my life. Now, thanks to Babbel, the language learning app that sold more than 10 million subscriptions, there's an addictively fun and easy way to learn a new language. Whether you'll be traveling abroad or connecting in a deeper way with your family, or you just have some free time, Babbel teaches bite-sized language lessons that you'll actually use in the real world. So I've been taking French, and I can now say good morning, good afternoon, can I have the check please? I don't know, so many fun things, because I have traveled to France a couple times, and now ever since I've been using Babbel, I'm like, oh, I feel a lot more confident next time I get to go visit France, hopefully soon. So anyway, Babbel's 15-minute lessons make it the perfect way to learn a new language on the go. Other language learning apps use AI for their lesson plans, but Babbel lessons were created by over 100 language experts. Their teaching method has been scientifically proven to be effective. With Babbel, you can choose from 14 different languages, including Spanish, French, Italian, and German. Plus, Babbel's speech recognition technology helps you to improve your pronunciation and accent. There are so many ways to learn with Babbel. In addition to lessons, you can access podcasts, games, videos, stories, and even live classes. Plus, it comes with a 20-day money-back guarantee. So start your new language learning journey today with Babbel. Right now, save up to 60% off your subscription when you go to babbel.com/bigmood. That's babbel.com/bigmood for up to 60% off your subscription. Babbel, language for life.
Tiffany.
Yeah.
You
Not pregnant.
Not pregnant.
Not pregnante.
Yeah, there's no beba in
I
there.
know. So tomorrow he turns 2 months.
Yay.
Yeah, he's gonna be 2 months old tomorrow, and man, it was wild. So the last time I talked about like my birth plan and stuff, neither of you guys were here, but like the audience knows, like I was talking about wanting to have a birth center birth and as natural as possible. And unfortunately, that didn't happen.
That is so insane to me.
Okay, so
Yeah, well, because I
No
was
drugs.
prepping. I was mentally preparing and like educating myself and like learning about the natural physiological process of birth and how we're meant to give birth, and like our bodies are built perfectly to the T. Like we're supposed to give birth on our own, like without assistance, and we're able to tap into a euphoric labor. Like we're able to not be like, it is somewhat painful, but like not torturous though. It's not supposed to be torturous. We're supposed to see like that, like that mentality is what society feeds us mainly, like the media. And because we're already coming into it scared, like, you know, the fear just creates more fear and like more pain, and it's a pain cycle. It's not supposed to be like that. And I was educating myself on the fact that it's supposed to be euphoric and like pleasant and like just a beautiful
kind of what they've made us think, like the hippy dippy people we're talking about. Because there's like, oh, whenever I hear somebody talking about birth is so beautiful, they've kind of painted it a particular
like you're
way.
Crazy because you think that, and it's insane because it's the actual opposite. Like that's how it's supposed to be.
Oh, okay.
Just
keep letting us know.
No, it's like this. It's like, imagine as a society, everyone would talk about every time you take a shit, you need a push and it's supposed to hurt.
Oh,
yeah.
Every time you take a shit, it's supposed to hurt. That's fucking wild, right?
I would not want to poop.
Yeah,
exactly. And that's exactly what society has done around labor.
Yeah.
Like it's a physiological process. Like when you breathe, when you swallow, when you poop, it's all like your body knows what it's doing and it does it on its own. That's what labor is supposed to be like. Anyway, that's what I was preparing for. And I was trying to give birth at a birth center. I had the option to do it at home, but I'm like, oh, it was my first time. I want to do it at a birth center.
Forgive me. What exactly is a birth center?
So at a birth center, there'll be a midwife instead of a doctor. So doctors are trained for emergencies. Like they're trained to help with like, there's a problem, I'm going to fix it. But being in labor and not having any risk, like if you're low risk, like your baby's healthy, you're healthy, there is no problem to fix. It's just, you just receive the kid and that's it. But because doctors are trained to fix problems, that's what OBGYNs do. And like, they're great surgeons. They're great at helping emergencies. But almost everyone that's going into labor is not an emergency. But they treat labor as it's an emergency. So at a birth center, it's more understood that, yeah, it's like, this isn't an emergency. This is a natural process. We're going to create an environment for you that feels homey and low lights. Cause like, that's like animals, they deliver in like low lights, quiet. We're animals. Like we're supposed to deliver in that sense, but hospitals, bright lights, hectic, lots of people, it's fucked up. And so like, that's what the birth center was supposed to be. Like it's supposed to be like a homey, nice, calm vibe where I get to like channel, like just go internally and like let my body do its thing and have a nice blissful birth. That's what it's supposed to be like. And so they have midwives, and so midwives are trained for that, to just let your body do its thing kind of thing. Anyway, so my birth center that I went to, or I was supposed to go to, they only take low risk, right? Because remember, it's like low risk, you're meant for natural happy birth. Higher risk, now you got to go to the hospital because we don't know what's going to happen, and you got to be safe.
Complications.
Yeah.
Okay,
so, but what happens if you have a massive complication at a birthing center? Is there a doctor?
So they have procedures to transfer you to hospital. Like the actual hospital transfer rate is like minuscule. Like it's so rare. Because that's how rare actual emergencies are in labor.
In the proper place with all the proper steps being taken.
Exactly, the proper steps. Because once you go to hospital, it's intervention after intervention after intervention.
But in the birthing center, can they like sew you if needed? C-section? Or no, it's not C-section.
No C-section.
So what if you tear and is there someone there to sew you?
So that's the other thing too. Is like you're not supposed to tear. Like if you're doing everything correctly and you're going into it with your brain prepared and you're like visualizing yourself open and you're breathing through everything, you're being grateful and you're being happy, your body is meant to push out your child. So your body will create the space for your child to come out if you are allowed that space. But like for me, for example, I couldn't have that. I'm going to do a whole video on my own channel where I really talk about the entire birth story and go into details. But pretty much to sum it all up, I had to go to a hospital. And because I was 5 days too short from being able to be accepted at the birth center. I was 36 weeks and 2 days, and I had to be 37 weeks in order to be at the birth center. And that's like low risk, like full term. Because I was 36 weeks and 2 days when my water broke, that means baby's technically preterm, so preemie now.
Okay.
Even though it's 5 days short, like that's the hard cutoff. So I had to go to a hospital. I go to the hospital and I'm like adamant that I don't want a C-section. Isaac was a C-section. And so generally speaking in this world, if you've had one C-section, they want you to have another one because it's just easier. Like, it's just like, you already had this procedure done. Let's just make sure you just have it again and just get the fuck out of here and have your baby.
Wow.
Like, it's just like get in and get out. Like that's what the hospital process is like. And so once I got admitted, they're like, well, you've never come to, like, I didn't go to the hospital. I didn't have a doctor there. I didn't have an OB. Right. So I'm like a complete stranger off the street. And they're like, well, we don't know your history. And I'm like, well, I'll send you all my history. And so I had my midwives fax everything. But they were like, yeah, it's really up to the doctor if he's going to let you give, it's called a TOLAC. So trial of labor after cesarean, or AKA a VBAC, which is vaginal birth after cesarean. So that's like, they have these terms after you've had a cesarean, like now you're a completely different kind of patient. Oh. Because there's a 1% chance that my incision can open from the C-section. But because of that 1%, they're like, it's a huge risk. Like,
even at 1%.
They treat it because of the liability. Right. They treat it like as if like that's going to happen to you. So let's just give you a C-section. Like that's how they view everything because of the liability. Right. So anyway, so then I was really adamant. I'm like, if the doctor that comes in and like, because there was 3 doctors on call and the first one that they gave me or whatever, they were like, well, let's see if he'll let you do a TOLAC. And if not, then we're just gonna have to prep you for surgery. I'm like, if he's not gonna let me do a TOLAC, I'm checking myself out. Like, I don't give a fuck. I'm going to another fucking hospital. Like, I was like, that already was the introduction to my experience in the hospital already. And it was just really disappointing because I had to fight for what I wanted and what I wanted to happen to my body and to my baby. And it was really stressful. It was literally the exact opposite of what I wanted my experience to be like. Like, for example, like I didn't want to have any cervical checks. Like there's other ways to tell like how dilated you are to see how far along you are. But they're just like, no, we have to stick our fingers up your vagina to see how far along you are. So it's like the first time I was like, okay, fine, this one fucking time so you know how far along I am. I was only 1 centimeter dilated when they checked me. And then from then on, because he was preterm, they were telling me that they were going to give me this drug called Pitocin to stimulate my contractions, to push, like to induce, to like make sure I go into labor. Because of this, another thing too with the hospitals, it's like, oh, you're on a clock now. Like you need to make sure that you get this kid out at a certain time or else C-section, like everything. Oh, wow. Every road leads to C-section. Jeez. And then with that kind of stress, like your body shuts down.
I mean, I'm stressed for you right now. I could only imagine going. I did watch my friend give birth, but it was a very different experience than what I'm hearing with this. She was in labor for a long time. I mean, it was just completely different. So I watched that experience and it wasn't hectic. It wasn't hectic. It wasn't chaotic, but I can totally feel your stress sitting next to you. And I can only imagine having a plan in my head and being told no, which nobody wants to hear. Yeah. And then feeling not heard and just everything not going accordingly.
Yeah, I was trying to be really flexible too, because they always say like, sure, you can have a birth plan, but that could all go out the window. Right. So I'm like, okay, cool. Let me be realistic. I'm not going to be rigid. Like baby came early, water broke early. And so I was trying to be as realistic as I could possibly be because baby's now preterm. I was like, okay, fine. You want to give me Pitocin to speed up labor because it's already been 6 hours since my water broke, or 12 hours, I think, since my water broke. Okay, fine. And like, I wasn't progressing enough. Like I was having contractions, but they weren't consistent. But then they do an ultrasound and they were like, wait, your baby's too small. We think your baby's 34 weeks now, not 36 weeks. And then if your baby's 34 weeks, then that means he might have issues breathing. Like his lungs are underdeveloped. So we have to give you a steroid shot. So I'm like, okay, give me the fucking steroid shot. I didn't want any drugs, but here we are. If that's what you think, fine, doctor, I'll believe you. So we got the steroid shot, and then they gave me a pill to stop the contractions because they wanted the steroid shot is a 2-dose thing, and there's 12 hours in between each dose. So they were like, we got to give you time to get the second dose to make sure the baby's lungs are good. So they were trying to stop my labor. And so I took the pill and I stopped it for like a few hours, like a couple hours, but they came back, and then I asked the nurse at that time, I was like, so what's next? Like, what do I do? And she was like, well, you're on bed rest. Like, I couldn't get up even to the bathroom. I had to use a bedpan. And she's like, you're on bed rest. We got to give time for this medicine to work. And then we'll see like where you're at with your labor. So I'm like, okay. And I was getting a lot of contractions, but I was breathing through them. I'm like, this is my training. Like, my training is like, I've been training for this. So like, I'll feel the contractions come, and I'm like being grateful and like just accepting each contraction and breathing through it. And I was really calm. So like, my whole laboring, besides the fucking hecticness of like dealing with hospital people, because that just disrupted the labor process. Besides those little interruptions, like everything else, like I was fucking nailing it. Like I was doing so good. I was managing each contraction. It was not painful. It was just like there was just pressure, and I think I was having a good time with it. It got to a point where it was like 2 a.m. and they were finally leaving me alone, and the lights were all dim. It was really relaxing. Casey was reading me this through hypnobirthing. We were listening to the book. There's this thing called rainbow meditation where he like talks about each color of the rainbow, and like I have to like meditate and like focus on what he's saying. So he was reading me the rainbow meditation, and there were certain parts where I'd tell him like, okay, stop talking. And when I tell him to stop talking, that's because I started getting like a really peaked contraction. And so we were going through the rainbow meditation, and then at one point, like towards the end, I got this, it's called the fetal ejection reflex. And that's what you need to not tear. Like that's what your body does. Just like when you're taking a shit, like your body naturally releases the poop, right? So giving birth, like my body had that fetal ejection reflex where I literally felt his head like shoot down to like like the opening of my vagina. Pretty much, I felt like he was about to come out. So at that point, I'm like, oh man, like I couldn't not push. Like that's what that feels like. And I was like, oh my God, the baby's coming now. So I told Casey, I'm like, call the doctor, the baby's coming. And so at this point, I'm just like breathing through it, and like just my body's pushing on its own. And so he calls the nurse, and then the nurse rushes in, and she fucking jams her fingers up my vagina without like asking or nothing. So I'm like, okay, that was fucking painful. She like went in there, and then she's like, oh, the head's here. Like, let me call the doctor. And then that's like, from that moment, I was like, I shouldn't have called the doctor. I should have just had this kid on this bed by myself, because for the next 20 minutes, that's when the contractions were so intense. The whole fucking circus came into my room. I counted how many people at one point. There were 8 people in my room. Why the fuck were there 8 people in my room? There's no need for that many people. And so anyway, they were yelling at me, don't push. And I'm like, I can't not push. Right. First of all. Second of all, fuck you. I'm going to push. Yeah. Like it's like, I can't avoid it. And so I'm like on my back, the doctor's like scrubbing in, and he keeps telling me like, don't push. Oh, and then, so I had these leg compressions on my leg, which is like this machine that like pushes my legs together. Oh, kind of like a blood pressure cuff. So it's like that, but on my legs, because they didn't want me to get blood clots, thinking that I was going to lay there for 2 days for like 48 hours. Right. While I waited. Helps with circulation. So they had that on my legs, and my contractions now synced up to this leg compression. So my contraction was from the top of my uterus, like the top of my belly, all the way to my toes. Oh my God. I felt my contractions all the way down. So when the doctor came in, I was like, can you please take off the leg compressions? And he's like, I don't know. And he's like all scrubbing and like trying to like be all frantic and stuff, but like he just ignored me to take off the leg compressions. And I'm like, take these off. But it got to a point where like my brain was so mushed that I couldn't really form words. Like when that lady came and like gave me the cervical check, I wanted to tell her like, don't fucking touch me, but I couldn't. Like I couldn't even like speak. Like it was just so intense the contractions were so intense, and feeling his head move down the birth canal was like so intense. I was trying to focus on that, but then there was just so much commotion around me. And then they turn on the lights all bright. They're like scrubbing in, all these nurses running around everywhere and like just like yelling at each other, like to fucking get this, get that, and all this shit. And it was chaotic, and like it did not need to be like that, but it was. And so anyway, they're like, okay, now you gotta push, push. And so I'm fighting with the doctor because he kept pushing my legs out, like my knees out. And I learned that your pelvic inlet, like if you, like right now, put your hands on your sits bone. So like put your hand underneath on the bone of your butt, on both your hands.
Oh, it goes in when you
when you spread your knees apart, those two bones, your sits bones, come together. So it closes your pelvic inlet. When you push your knees in, it opens. Tell me, which one do you need to push a baby out?
Yeah.
Right.
Open or close? So this doctor kept pushing my knees out. He's like, no, I'm out. And I was fighting him. And I was like, no, you're closing the pelvic inlet. I literally yelled at him that. And I was just so exhausted of fighting him off. At another point, this nurse comes in. She's like trying to jam a mask on my face. And then this other nurse was like, leave her alone. And I was like, what the fuck? Like all these people like touching me, doing things and like putting shit on me. And like, it was, oh my God. It was not what I wanted at all. And anyway, like I end up, and then another thing that I knew is to forcefully push a shit out. What do you think is going to happen to your asshole?
Yeah, that's when you get hernias and
you're gonna get hemorrhoids. You're gonna bleed.
Yeah,
you're gonna
tear.
You're gonna tear. They kept telling me to purple. That's called purple pushing. When you're holding your breath and you're like bearing down, there's no need for that shit. If you just let your body do the infant injection reflex, if that happens, you don't need to push. You don't need to tear. You don't need to fucking hold your breath. Imagine pushing a kid out with holding your breath. Anyway, I'm so like still about it. They kept bullying me to do that. They kept telling me like, no, like you have to hold your breath, mama, hold your breath. And I'm like, and I'm over here like pushing but like releasing. I'm like that's how I was trying to push him out. And they're like, no, hold your breath. And at one point, Casey told me that a nurse got in his face and said the exact words. It said, you need to get in her face and tell her to hold her breath.
Wow.
Like, why are you so aggressive? Like, why are you so like, there's no need for that.
Jesus.
So
future baby daddy, if that happens, hit him. I'll pay for bail.
Just fighting.
Fight him.
So then they kept yelling, and then Casey ignored her. And then,
of course, because your husband knows. Yeah. He's like, I went through the training too.
Yeah.
We don't do this.
If I yell at her, I'm going to be in the next room.
Exactly.
Yeah. He's like, I'm not stupid.
Yeah. So he, so then they just kept trying to tell me to do that in an event. I got just so tired of them telling me to do things, and I'm over here trying to push a baby out with no epidural, no pain, like no nothing. Ooh. I was feeling everything that I gave up. Like I got so exhausted from them, like berating. It literally felt like bullying. Like, fucking do this. So I'm like, fine, I'll fucking do it. So then I just pushed my knees out. I started bearing down. I started purple pushing, and then the doctor's like, oh, we're gonna have to cut her. and then I told Casey, I grabbed his hand. I was like, because I couldn't fucking speak. Yeah. And then Casey's like, no episiotomy. And the doctor is like arguing now with Casey, like, well, if I don't cut her, she's gonna tear. And then all this shit. And then I was just like, fucking fine. But I guess he didn't hear me say fine. So then he didn't cut me, thankfully. But I ended up fucking tearing because I felt him stick his fingers inside to get the baby's head out. There's no need for that. Let his head just come out naturally.
The key to consistent good hair days? Using ingredients that benefit your hair. And Function of Beauty makes just that. It makes hair care products that are 100% customizable, made for your hair where it's at now and where you want to go. Function of Beauty is the world's first fully customizable hair care that creates individually filled shampoos, conditioners, styling, and treatment formulas based on your hair now and where you want it to go. Founded by a dream team of engineers and cosmetic scientists, each Function of Beauty product is individually designed to be as unique as you are. Function of Beauty offers 54 trillion possible formulations. Every one of them is vegan and cruelty-free, and they never use sulfates or parabens. You can also go completely silicone-free. Here's how it works. First, take the quick hair quiz to build your hair profile and select 5 hair goals like lengthen, volumize, and oil follicle control. Does your hair get frizzy in the winter but oily in the summer? Function formulations are meant to be changed when your needs change. Next, choose your color and fragrance and go dye or fragrance free. Then get your freshly filled formula delivered straight to your door and prepare for good hair days ahead. Currently, I'm using one for my dry hair. I made it purple and it smells like roses. You can even control how much scent you want in it, and I chose the strongest one because I love the smell of roses. Say goodbye to generic hair care today. Go to functionofbeauty.com/bigmood to take your hair goals quiz and you'll save 25% on your first order. Go to functionofbeauty.com/bigmood to let them know you heard about it from our show and to get 25% off your first order. That's functionofbeauty.com/bigmood to take your hair quiz and save 25% on your first order.
All right, guys, I have a question. How many times do you get up in the middle of the night? Because if you have a little one, then you know it has been a while since you got through a full night without interruptions. I know that's the truth for me and my husband, Casey. We have a 3-month-old baby, and these past 3 months have been full of interruptions. We have not had a full night's rest until we received Coterie diapers, which, oh my goodness, they're a godsend. Honestly, I am such a huge fan of these diapers. The hype is real, you guys. The hype is real. Coterie is the highest performing diaper on the market for infants and toddlers, with up to 2 times more liquid capacity and up to 4 times faster moisture wicking versus other brands. And that has been proven in my household. I'm telling you, there have been nights that we put our son Luca to sleep and he will not wake up like the whole night. I'm like, wait, this is weird. It has been like a good, 5 hours with the same diaper and he's perfectly comfortable. And I'm telling you, these diapers are so freaking soft. So Coterie diapers are made with clothing grade material, so they're not raspy and like just scratchy and noisy like other diapers. Like you could definitely feel a difference with Coterie, and it definitely gives that cashmere like feel. So my baby definitely has been feeling way more comfortable for longer during the day and night. I cannot stress enough how much I love these diapers. And you know what else is really cool is that they are dermatologist tested and they only use the cleanest ingredients. Plus, Coterie wipes are National Eczema Association approved. That's freaking amazing. And Coterie has been awarded Best Diaper and Wipes by both The Bump and Parents.com. So forget about nighttime leaks and wet sheets and try the Rolls Royce of diapers, Coterie. Right now, Coterie is partnering with our podcast to offer you 20% off your first order plus free shipping at coterie.com/bigmood. That's Coterie spelled COTERIE.com/bigmood for 20% off and free shipping. Coterie.com/bigmood. So I ended up having a 2nd-degree vaginal tear.
Oh God. Okay, hold on.
Yeah.
Everybody clench right now.
Oh God. Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
Your eyes got watery,
Yeah,
Gina.
I was just fucking okay. Hold on.
At least it wasn't a perineal tear, which is a tear towards the butt.
Oh, yeah.
Butthole.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't that. It was off to the side. Anyway, like I didn't need to tear. My whole pelvic floor was shot. Like afterwards, when I was in the recovering room, I couldn't hold my pee. Like my pee was just coming out, and I'm like, there was no need for that either.
Yeah.
If I didn't have to purple push, if he didn't have to like stick his fingers inside, and that's another thing too, like you don't need to
reach in there
help
and
the
grab.
baby come out. The baby could come out on its own.
Unless there's like your baby's head or your feet coming out. Like
exactly.
Unless it's necessary.
So it's unnecessary stretching with more hands in there.
Right.
Yeah, but also it can fuck up the baby's neck. Like babies have injuries from delivery.
Oh, I just saw one yesterday where a baby got a huge laceration because they cut C-section too deep. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot that can go wrong. I was a complicated birth, but with your situation and your preparation and it
yeah, and I was so adamant too, and telling them like, listen, I prepared for this, like please don't do this. And then I even had a birth plan, and it was a visual birth plan. It wasn't like a fucking like 10 pages of written shit. It was easy. Like it was just so easy.
they just didn't care.
He didn't even look at it.
Yeah,
the doctor didn't
care.
even look at it. He just had the nurse like, okay, what? Okay, yeah, have her deal with it. And so I'm like, God damn it. It was like anything wrong that could happen. Not anything, because there was a lot of good things that happened, thankfully. Like I didn't have to do a C-section.
Right.
thankfully I didn't have any medication. It was like, or any pain meds at least. And thankfully Luca came out okay, because they had a NICU team there. That's like, there was 2 extra people out of all those people. There was 2 people there from the NICU team, just in case he had complications, which I'm very thankful for. Like, at least, even though I'm complaining a lot,
you found the bright side.
Yeah.
But it's okay to vent about this, because this whole experience is something that a lot of women have gone through, and I never fully heard about an experience like this. Like, I know what my mom went through, and my dad always describes, like, I had a very complicated birth. So, you know, when you describe the circus coming in, there was that moment that happened within my mom, and my dad had stepped out. My umbilical cord was like wrapped around my neck. And also I stressed out when I was in the womb, and I almost died in there because I choked on I pooped myself.
Yeah, that's really dangerous.
Yeah. So it was so.
But then also something inside you knew, like, God, if I come out,
I'm not
pay
supposed
bills.
I'm not supposed to be here. I'm not supposed to be
this.
here. So you know, like, I've always heard like how traumatic my mom's experience with me was. With the rest of them, it wasn't. But at one point, my dad said that they had my mom on all fours, and they brought in because it was a different case, they brought in a lot of, what are those, the ones that are learning?
Oh my God.
Students?
The students brought in
I think there were students in my room too, because there was way too many people.
And my dad was like, pretty much my dad almost killed the doctor, because he was like, this is not how it's supposed to work. None of it was supposed to happen. So my mom was on all fours at one point in time, and he was like, what the fuck are you doing to my wife?
Well, on all fours is a good position to get into.
But he walks into the room, and there's students staring at, you know, and he's like, this is not a learning. That's not what we signed up for. But I've never actually heard my mom tell the story. I've always heard it from my dad's perspective, and my mom has chimed in here and there, but you know, she has 5 kids, and I was, of course, a special baby. She was like, of course it would be you. But to hear, like, I don't feel like it's complaining. I feel anytime we have a plan and we train for something, and you go through the necessary steps to do your due diligence,
to do the work.
We're not really taught this. We're still learning about the right way to do everything. And yes, of course, you found the bright side, but I feel so many times that we don't allow people to express themselves, and we tell people to just be grateful, and you're completely ignoring the trauma that you went through.
Thank you so much for that, because that's so a fear of mine. Even just, I was kind of dreading talking about this on the show,
it's going to have a lot of judgment,
for sure.
But as a woman who, I have chills right now. So as a woman who has not had a child, and I've witnessed, you know, my friends go through pregnancies, and I saw one of them have a baby. It was completely different, but we don't really give the mothers the opportunity to express their experience, because everyone's just supposed to be grateful that you gave life. But you are still a person. What you went through should not be ignored or deemed complaining, because just because you gave birth and now you're a mother again, you don't lose you as a person. And so many times we just think because now you're a mother that all your feelings go out the window because your baby is healthy. And that's also a huge problem that society has placed upon women.
Like the bar is so low where it's like, oh, healthy mom, healthy baby. There's more to that though.
So
like
much
we can
more
at least
to
have a non-traumatic experience during birth, for sure. I really appreciate you saying all that, because with my birth center, their whole thing too was like that. Like, I cried the last time I talked about it, because they treated me as a whole person. They're like, how are your emotions about this pregnancy, or just about your life? Is there any trauma that you're getting through? Every time they touched me, they asked me like, is it okay if I touch your belly?
Aww.
And like a fucking complete opposite in the hospital, where it's like, you're just a ragdoll piece of meat that we have to treat. And like, that's what it felt like. And it just really sucks that I was trying so hard to avoid it.
Yeah. It's a lot of people have fears with the hospital. Not even with just giving birth, again, something that you planned, but so many people avoid going to the hospital even for just a checkup because they don't feel seen. And the people that are, you know, in these hospitals, they're like, honestly, we have 500 of you coming in. I'm trying to do, you know,
I don't blame the people in the hospital at all. Honestly, I blame the practices, like the procedures, like the fucking, this is our policy. Like, this is what we got to do. And it's just like,
because we know that
people too.
Yeah, we know that there's legal, We all
hospitals are about money.
About money.
Yeah.
If we were to sit doctors, nurses, and patients in a room and said, please tell us all your experiences as a human and not just as a professional, there would be so much more of an understanding. But we have such a separation as a society between patient and doctor to where there's so much fear.
Yeah.
And you and what you've gone through shouldn't be ignored. And anybody that's out there listening, whether you are a mother or wanting to be one, or a husband or a baby daddy, anybody, like, listening to this should humanize us all, because we don't think about you anymore as just a person. You're a mother, and that's not fair, because
Or a patient, yeah.
or as a patient, and we should hear and not judge. I can feel you right now. And I can feel that. I hope someone one day, when it's my turn to go through this, listens to me and understands whatever I'm going through, because that's scary. We don't have kids.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even know where to start.
Yeah. No, it really, there's like so much also more to share about that day. Like, another thing that just popped in my mind, it was like that last nurse that I had, for example, like I had to take that steroid shot, and she had to put it on my butt cheek, and she was like, okay, this is really gonna hurt, like it's gonna hurt. And I'm like, I'm good with pain, like don't worry, like I've been killing these contractions, like I'm good. And she's like, oh, you're good with pain, all right, well, we'll see. And like, God. And like she just kept like,
this is game to you, lady? Like, she wants to torture people?
And then I'm just like, what the fuck, dude? Like, where's the empowerment here? Like, why are you making me doubt myself that I can handle pain when I'm literally in labor right now? Like, what the fuck kind of logic is that? That's one thing. Another thing too that really was like, why was when I was ignoring them and I wasn't purple pushing, and they were like, I was waiting for my body to have that reflex. The doctor kept saying like, Mama, you need to push now. Your baby's in distress. And I could hear the monitors. Like, he was not in distress. Like, the fucking doctor just lied to me to try to get me to push. And then he started saying, he started talking to the nurse. He's like, yeah, see, she's not pushing. This isn't going to work. You know what? Start prepping for C-section. And I'm like, and then at that point, I wailed and I said, give me a chance. Let me do this. And then when I said that, Casey said, because I had my eyes closed the whole time. I don't know what they were doing. But Casey said, like, everyone kind of like took a step back a little bit, because they were just so like this on me, like fucking attacking. And when I literally was holding back the tears, telling them like, give me a chance. Yeah. Like, why are you not giving me a chance? Like, this is fucked up. Like, I was only in labor from that first contraction to when he was born. It was 20 minutes.
Damn.
Wow.
Dude.
It was only 20 minutes.
All that in 20 minutes?
They didn't even, like, they had zero patience. Zero patience to let me do what my body was meant to do. And yeah, it's just, I don't know, man. It's just really, I run it back in my head, and there's so many things that I wish I would have said, like so many times that I wish I would have been like, don't fucking touch me, or get the fuck off me, or not call the doctor, have Luca in the bed there with me, and then be like, okay, now you could call the doctor, or don't even go to the hospital. But like, I have all these scenarios, but then also like looking at the bright side part of it, like I can't keep doing that to myself, because who knows what would have happened if they weren't there. Like, what if, going back to, you mentioned your cord wrapped around your neck, something that I learned was that almost all babies have their cords wrapped around their necks, and it doesn't mean that you can't breathe, or you're suffocating. There's a tiny % chance of that actually being dangerous, right? Which is when it's pinched. Like, if the cord is pinched, that's where you're getting the blood, and like oxygenated blood and all that. That's when it's really dangerous. And then if you're the fetal distress, for sure, that's super dangerous. But like, for the most part though, it's like, oh, the baby's not breathing through their throat or anything. So it's just like, I don't know, learning about all these things that we are taught to fear, which there has no evidence base behind it or whatever. Like, I don't know, it's just really interesting learning a lot of things. But then it sucks. Like, I just have this huge amount of like yucky feelings about it, because I was so educated, so adamant, and I fought so hard, and I still didn't get what I was hoping for. But what I did get is like the bare minimum, right, is like healthy baby.
Right.
I was healthy. I'm healthy. Luckily, he didn't have to go to the NICU at all. I just got a few stitches and I was fine. Even afterwards, they gave me, that was another thing too. Like he was trying to, there's this thing called cord traction. Like after the baby's born and they cut the umbilical cord, they pull on the umbilical cord to detach the placenta. You don't need to pull the umbilical cord. It detaches on its own if you're patient enough. But doctors these days and the procedures, the policies, whatever, they just pull on the cord so it detaches and then you hemorrhage because it's not properly coming out. So that's what happened in my case. So I started hemorrhaging and then the doctor was just like, oh yeah, give her Pitocin. And I was just like, no, I don't want Pitocin. But at that point, I was already hemorrhaging. He's like, well, she's going to bleed out. Because Casey was like, no Pitocin. And she's like, she's going to bleed out. Like, look, she's already hemorrhaging. And I'm like, you motherfucker, it's because you fucking pulled on the cord. And I was adamant about that too beforehand. I was like, no cord traction. But he did it anyway. He didn't let my body just detach the placenta on its own. That's one thing. Another thing, my body couldn't even produce enough oxytocin to stop the bleeding because they immediately took him away. Like Casey didn't get to fucking cut the umbilical cord, by the way.
Wow.
Casey, when Luca finally came out and I heard his cry, I was moving the drape because they put all these drapes. I was moving the drapes and they're like, no, mama, don't touch, it's sterile. And I'm like, fuck you, I'm trying to see my baby.
Yeah.
They didn't give me Luca.
Right, yeah.
I didn't get instant skin to skin. He cut the umbilical. I sent Casey, I was like, cut the cord. And then I sent him around. And when he went around, he's like, no, Dad, it's sterile here. No, you're going to contaminate. So they didn't let Casey cut the cord. They took Luca right away, put him on the warmer and wiped him down. And I didn't want him to get wiped down either. That white stuff is called vernix and it's really good for your baby. You're supposed to like rub it in, not wipe it off. And they wiped it off completely. And then not until like they were checking or whatever. This part, I'm like, okay, they needed to do this because he was preterm in their definition. So they would needed to make sure he was okay. I understand that part, but it's still upsetting that I couldn't get immediate skin to skin. Finally, when they bring him around, like, I'm just like, dude, we missed those like precious moments. Moments, exactly. Like these moments we can't get back.
Yeah.
And and then like delivering the placenta too, like that was not very nice because like I said, he pulled it and then he was just rough as fuck. And because I wasn't numbed up, like I felt everything he did. Oh gosh. And I was just like, man, it was a lot.
Yeah. And I encourage everybody that's listening right now to listen from like as a person, not as whatever anybody else has told you or your preconceived notions or what you experience. I think a lot of the times we listen with our own experiences, which causes us to judge people. And I believe that there should be more conversations around the actual experience of birth and what you wanted and what you went through, because so many times the bare minimum is what you're pretty much force fed to accept with how you feel. I know I think about those things. Can I deal with this? And when I talk to my friends and allow them a safe space to share their experiences without feeling judged, I feel like it's so vital, because if we're just going based off of what we've seen, I don't want to have a baby.
Yeah, that's pretty much how it's scary to us.
It's terrifying to think that I no longer become a person. My feelings no longer become valid, because you should just be grateful to have a healthy baby. But we don't talk about the aftermath mentally, or just mentally. That's it's a traumatic experience.
It is, and not just for you, but for your birth partner too. Like I asked Casey, I'm like, how are your thoughts and emotions after everything? He was just like trying to process everything. He's like, yeah, like it was a lot.
And we don't think about that. We don't have those conversations and allow parents to openly just talk about what they went through without feeling like everyone's going to think so low of you. To just share your experience and knowing you already know how this is going to go and how some people are just going to think.
And not just that, but like I think by sharing, and like, even though like, you know how I said like I was kind of dreading talking about this, but the reason why I am talking about it though is because I feel like by talking about your experiences, I hope that someone out there that's preparing to have a baby or that will have a baby in the future can educate themselves enough and to be an advocate for themselves more than I could have. Like even as much as I was adamant about doing whatever I was trying to do and trying to be there for me and for my baby, like it still didn't pan out the way I was hoping to, but hopefully by hearing my story, like it helps other moms out there because it's all this is like so avoidable. It's like infuriating how all of this is so avoidable. Like there's stories of like moms having to get a C-section because they had failure to progress in their labor, and that's just because the hospitals weren't patient enough, or they're instilling like doubt, like that nurse, like, oh really, you can handle pain, like we'll see. Like there's no reason for that, and it's just there's so many blocks that happen, like so many roadblocks that happen for a natural labor to even be euphoric and nice and like how it's supposed to be. Because as a society we're just so trained to be like, oh yeah, see, birth is scary. And then what you see in the movies and stuff, it's like moms are screaming. I was screaming too, because I was screaming as loud as I possibly could as I was getting him out. Like those last few minutes of like pushing, I was screaming at the top of my lungs, and they were yelling at me, Mama, don't scream. Don't scream. What
do you mean? Why?
What the fuck do you want me to do? You're yelling at me. You have all these bright lights. It's all this fucking commotion. You're pushing my knees out. Like, it's like all of this shit where at that point, at those final moments when it should have been euphoric and like me bringing my child into this world and being happy, instead it was filled with anger and distress, frustration, pain. I was in pain. Now, there was no need to be in pain.
Yeah.
But at this point, with all that commotion that happened, like that's what ended up happening. And it's really disappointing. And I try for the few weeks after postpartum, I kept like trying to suppress all these emotions, like, oh, just be happy, like, okay, fine, I didn't get a C-section, cool.
Forcing yourself to be grateful.
I'm like, I got my natural birth, all right, cool. And then like I felt those feelings, negative feelings, get bigger, and like that resentment grow stronger. And so at one point I remember I was in the shower, and then I was just like, you know what, I'm gonna be mad. I'm gonna be fucking pissed. Right. I'm pissed this didn't pan out this way. Like I'm gonna cry, I'm gonna be sad. And then like once I allowed myself to feel those feelings, like they lessened a little bit. And so I'm like, oh shit,
release it out.
Yeah.
I guess that's how you really, I never knew. This is like the first experience in my life where I actually allowed myself to feel these feelings.
Absolutely.
And it helped, but I still obviously have a lot.
Yeah.
So
it just, that what you just said, you allowed yourself to feel. We preach therapy. Everybody needs therapy, which we all do. But you know why? Because we suppress everything. Yeah. You are being told you're not allowed to feel. So you are now going to have to vent to somebody in a safe space so that you can allow your emotions to be out there without being judged. We're so caught up in telling everybody how they're supposed to feel, but then turn around and preach mental health and preach therapy. But essentially, what is therapy? It's teaching you how to express what you've gone through and what you've suppressed. So just being able to find safe spaces to release something that is what you're feeling, you shouldn't have to worry as much about, I need to just be grateful. Gratitude comes from a place of it's a true emotion that we feel. And we're constantly forcing people to be grateful when they're not. And that's essentially guilt tripping everyone into making them feel like there's something wrong with them. And there's
more suppressing.
Which is more suppressing, which adds on to all these emotions that you're already feeling, that your body is naturally going through. Like what you're feeling is going to happen whether you want it to or not, because your hormones are still doing their own thing. Your body is literally not your own at the moment. And it should be okay to have people have these discussions and these conversations and to listen, because if you don't talk about this, it can come out later. We see the effects of suppressing trauma and how they show up in our day-to-day lives years later.
That's the reason why my midwives were really adamant about like, what trauma are you working through, or like what trauma do you have in your past, because whatever you have, it will come up when you're in labor.
Exactly.
And like you want to handle that before you're in labor.
And I'm happy that you allowed yourself and allowed yourself to just feel it's okay to not always be happy. It's okay to not always feel grateful.
Yeah.
But that's why you have to talk through it and you have to release it because it is physical. We talk about stress. Stress kills you.
Yeah.
Period. I don't understand why people are still not understanding. They're like, oh, just relax. You try to do everything to relax.
Yeah.
Now you're stressed. I know your body's going to feel it. And it's one of the most difficult things to try to get over because there isn't just a magic pill that makes you not feel stressed anymore because the stress is still there.
Yeah. You just suppress it if it is like that's how people end up going to substances. And stuff.
Right.
You're just suppressing.
The process is you're still releasing. And I think you sharing should allow other people to understand that what they're feeling is okay. You're not just being ungrateful and complaining. You're releasing the stress.
Yeah.
And it's going to help you be a better person, a happier person, a better wife, a better friend, a better mother, because you're not going to be feeling this weight on you.
Yeah.
And you're around people that want you to just keep letting it out.
Yeah.
Because one day you're not going to feel that weight anymore.
Yeah.
Because you're not carrying it around.
Yeah.
It may not be tomorrow, but I hope other people hear the release because I can feel you're like lighter already after just sharing.
I definitely do feel lighter.
Yeah, just like sharing that. And thank you.
Thank you.
It's a lot, to learn.
Yeah.
And to feel like you can feel it. But yeah, I hope that it just continues to keep getting it out there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let it all out. I'm sorry you went through that, but I'm glad that you can actually let it out to feel better and lighter.
Thank you. I appreciate that. So yeah, I do feel lighter right now, just letting it all out. I do also want to just talk about all the good stuff. Luca is so freaking adorable. He's the best.
So is there like a certain amount of time until we can see him because of like baby stuff and stuff like that?
Yeah. So that's the thing. I left it in Casey's hands because I'm like, like what would you feel comfortable with? And so
I love that.
Yeah, so like he said he wanted to wait until like we searched like when do babies get their immune system developed, and it's about the 3-month mark.
Okay.
So he told his family like don't come until Luca's 3 months. The only person that has seen Luca other than me, Casey, and Isaac is my mom. Like she's the only one that, and she held him only once. She's seen him twice, but like at a distance. But yeah, that's just what Casey's wishes. He wanted to be really careful. But then now, like all this time has passed. Luca's about to get his 2-month shots. So we discussed it again. And Casey's like, maybe after his shots. And I'm like, whatever you feel comfortable with.
Yeah, that's
awesome.
sweet. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I've been sending Tiff like voice messages to let Luca
so
listen.
Yeah.
I'm like, hey, what's up, you little shit? I can't wait to meet you. You're so fucking cute. Oh my God. I hate you already, but I love you. I'm like, Tiffany, make sure he listens to it, okay?
Yeah.
It's me, your Thea Gina. You'll know who I am.
I love seeing the involvement of both parents. I love seeing dads being involved. I hate the narrative that men are not always involved in their children's lives.
They babysit their kids.
No, this is your son is with his father.
Yeah, exactly.
You live in your life. What the fuck you think is supposed to happen?
I've seen people comment like, your husband isn't just like a free babysitter. It's like, that's the baby dad. Yeah, dumb.
So I'm the free babysitter
right.
as a mom.
But that's what. And I love the fact that you are discussing that he has an option, that he has an opinion in his child's life as well.
Of course.
A lot of, again, it's the narrative that we've just been fed, and it's not the norm. It's really not, because I think of Tim too as a father. The way that Tim's scheduling is revolved around Beta sleep. It is.
Yeah.
It's
it
like,
be.
but it's like, we have this going on and having the conversations, and you see active fathers. And I was raised a lot by my dad. My mom was a working mother, and my dad was very hands-on with everything, and that's what I've always seen. So I've just hearing a lot of other people's stories about like, unfortunately, there are absentee fathers. There are, mothers that are going through postpartum. There are some people that don't connect with the babies. Like every story is so different, but it is really nice to hear. Having a male involved with their child's life should not be something that's surprising. They have an opinion. They made the baby. You are having a conversation with your partner and with your husband and doing what's best for your child. And I think that's what makes the hard moments when parenting comes around or relationships really easier to work through because now you're both being heard and you both have a say.
Yeah.
And I want to see your baby.
Yeah.
I just want to smell him. I love that new baby.
Oh yeah,
I
he
wanna
smells
see the
amazing.
baby. I need to stop being around people with cute ass kids because I'm over here like, hey, y'all be looking good after too. I'm like, I think I can do it. I was like, I'm in radio for a reason. They gotta see me. It's all good. Oh,
His little toes.
I know.
Oh my God.
I got a question. Are you eating your placenta?
I couldn't even if I wanted to. They fucking threw it away right away.
Wait. They threw away your placenta?
Yeah, they didn't even ask or nothing. I mean, whatever.
Okay.
I wasn't planning for it.
Uh-huh.
But
I know
the way
Tim tried to
things-
make his into some I don't know.
Oh my
Sorry, Tim and
gosh.
Shia.
I saw
I remember
that,
they
yeah.
talked about cooking it. I don't
I
remember.
think
It was
he
a while
did eat
ago.
it.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
I know people
No, I
got
was
like it
gonna-
in pills.
I was considering doing the encapsulation.
Yeah.
But he came so fast, I didn't even get to that point.
But they
in the
don't.
plan.
They just tossed it out.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
They didn't even ask you.
No.
Okay, so we got some.
They don't ask. Like, that's the thing that I learned.
Oh, they don't ask.
They don't ask you for anything. They didn't ask me if I could have students in the fucking room. They didn't ask me if they can stick their
Whoa.
fingers up my vagina while I'm in the middle of pushing this kid out. They didn't ask for freaking Casey to cut the umbilical cord.
Damn.
Like, they didn't ask anything. Like, it was whatever.
I don't know. I think should be.
But I'm not going to say like, okay, the one thing I do need to say, because I know a lot of people are going to feel strongly about this. My experience does not mean it's going to be the same experience for everyone.
Right, of course.
The hospital staff that I had doesn't mean that all hospital staff treat their
Yes.
patients that way. The policies that this stupid ass hospital had doesn't mean that all the hospitals have. So that just,
There's
it
your
should
little
go without
disclaimer.
saying.
But you have to.
But I
Welcome
have
the
to say
internet.
it.
Yes.
So,
But learning experience, I know when that day comes, I'm gonna be Tiff.
yeah.
All right. What is going on?
I feel so passionate about this now after learning,
Yeah.
because with Isaac, he was a C-section. I was 18. I didn't know anything. I
Yeah.
was just falling in line with the way things are done already. And that's the thing. Like, that's now that I've educated myself, I find it really disappointing that pregnant moms are just like, oh, I don't know. I mean, the doctor knows, right? Like, let me just leave it up to his hands. Like, girl, no, this is your body, your baby. You educate yourself. Look up evidence-based birth. Just look up that website and educate yourself. Like, there's so many things that are just done because of procedure or policy, whatever. And then as a patient, you're like, well, I trust my doctor has the best interest in mind for me.
Right.
And I'm not saying that they don't. It's just that they might be taught things that don't make sense.
Yeah. And it's okay to
Yeah.
have an opinion about your body because it is
Yeah.
your body. I really believe there's we should be seeing a lot more content from you when it comes to this, because there are tons of women and men that are going to learn a lot from your experience. And I know I have a ton of questions. I know when that day comes, I'm going to be asking you a ton of questions and not just about like, how am I supposed to watch this baby? How am I supposed to make it live long enough? How am I
seriously.
supposed to make it live long enough to
my
where
God.
it can walk?
Yeah.
Even past the walking, they'll tip
Shit,
over.
you got to keep it alive for
Right.
a long. I look at my parents like, how'd y'all do this? Because
I
I
was
know
like, dude,
I
like-
was running into I'm not supposed to be here.
Yeah. Babies are hellbent on just killing themselves.
Right.
Dude. Like,
So
that's crazy.
We got
to
tons
me.
of, we're going to have a lot
Yeah.
of questions,
Yeah.
but you should continue to educate others, provide resources. I think it's
Yeah.
very important. It becomes a support. You have a group. I see why mothers gravitate towards each other instead of just talking about it with everyone else. But I think this is great. It starts such an amazing conversation with your partner. I know it makes me now think of which I do think of, who would I like to go through that process
Oh
with?
yeah.
That's a big thing I consider with the
Huge.
dating, because you know your girl wants a baby one day, one day, not today or tomorrow, but eventually. So
Yeah.
thank you for sharing.
Thank you, girl. Gina, we didn't get to you.
That's fine. You're way more important and interesting. I got 2 TV shows. Whatever.
I got 2 TV shows.
I got a 3rd Dungeons and Dragons show coming out.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. Like, yeah,
We're
just
secretly dating.
Yeah, we're secretly
It's not
dating.
secret anymore.
I just got so I'm still with you for TV. I got 2 shows on there, Attack of the Show. And thank you. And Invitation to Party, where I get paid to play Dungeons and Dragons on TV. It's
awesome.
fun as shit.
That's so hot.
It's so much fun. And then Dungeons and Dragons, the actual WotC, Wizards of the Coast, that made Dungeons and Dragons, just hired me on a new show that I'm doing every Wednesday now. That'll be on the official D&D. Thank you. The official D&D YouTube.
So do I propose now or later? Where do we get the paperwork?
Like a dragon wizard wedding.
There's gonna be like sports involved. They're gonna be like, this is just really strange. There's gonna be a lot. They're gonna be like
sports wizard. You know what? We're inviting the Wizards.
Yes.
Yeah, the basketball team.
Oh my God.
That's the perfect combination. Perfect combination. Oh my God. Exactly. It's gonna be dope.
That's why you're so. She's so smart.
Her neck is arching.
My nipples are hard. Oh my God.
We'll find a way. I'll find a way to put two and two together.
It works out. They say that the perfect person doesn't exist.
She's right here.
She's right there. She has yellow hair.
Yeah, so that's the only thing that's an update. I released merch, like a small merch run.
Oh yeah, I saw that. Was cute.
It was kind of like a meme merch, like just trolly, because I made an ABG merch.
I love it.
Like for fun, you know,
Yeah.
it's a small drop for fun. Because I started working with a new merch company that my agency got me, and we did well. And then I'll be working on new merch soon, dropping that for a more like broader audience. But other than that, you know, same thing, you know, waking up in the mornings crying because the sun's barely up, you know. I have to commute now, and now the gas prices are high as shit because Russia doesn't know how to fucking act. And like the 1 year that I had to start commuting for work, I gotta pay $6 a gallon now. So, you know, shit's just, it hurts.
I feel you.
Other than that, nothing crazy, nothing big. I think the big story here is we got a baby in the house
There's a
now.
baby!
You know, that's what I wanted to hear. So that's But if you guys look, we got to wrap this up.
I know. I got to pump.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're rock hard now. They're full.
Make sure you guys check out Tiff and Case's YouTube channel, because I'm sure they're going to post way more stories about this, more in detail of what happened, what's going on, what's up with baby Luca. Yeah. Check out Nikki. All her socials will be here. She's coming out with shoes and stuff.
Oh, I can't wait to see them.
Thanks.
But other than that, thank you so much for watching.
Yeah. And check out Gina.
On everything.
G4. Hello.
G4 TV. We're on linear. We're on television. We're on cable network, and we're also on Twitch and YouTube. Check out G4 TV, but also check out my stream on Twitch, twitch.tv/Miss Gina Darling. Check out all of there are links down below. Whatever, you know, like check out our sponsors, buy it, make us look good. And we will see you guys next episode. We love you.
Bye.